but they didn't and weren't going to because of their relationship with Owen's family over the lawsuit.
See, I didn't know that. So that,
yeah.
Well, I'm proud of Tony for doing it because I never knew Owen that well, but he certainly is very respected by so many people, and I never got to know him. I never got to wrestle with him. So, but I think any time that, like, you know, like they had the Dusty Rhodes Memorial, some kind of a tournament
they had a tag team tournament, NXT.
At NXT,
right.
So I mean, eventually one day I would bump that up to a main roster a show because Dusty's a character and a name that'll never be forgotten, always be remembered, and you know, there's not going to be another Dusty Rhodes.
Well, that said, I was always disappointed that Cody never got the opportunity I felt he deserved in WWE. And I didn't like him as Stardust.
That's why he left.
Well, I know. I didn't like him as Stardust. I liked him when he was in that Legacy thing with Randy Orton and with Teddy DiBiase's kid. But yeah, I give him credit. Like you said, he went against the machine.
Yep.
You know, he left and created his own machine.
Yep.
And let's be honest, Tony Khan provides the money, and there were a lot of other influences like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. We could go down the list. But Cody Rhodes is the primary reason for AEW's existence. There's no doubt about that. He pushed the button first, pushed it hardest, and he got things done.
That's the way I understand it, yes. Because he had his own little promotion going, I think, before Tony came in. So,
well, yeah, he did that. He did that pay-per-view, that All In.
Yeah, and that's what I think it started Tony. And I don't know the intricacies of all that, but hey, I'm a big fan of Cody Rhodes. He knows that. I text him all the time. So,
well, I think the big thing for Cody was when he first left WWE, he went to Ring of Honor, which now looks like it's going to be belly up or in a very limited capacity moving forward. But he went to Ring of Honor, and he used the creative freedom there to reinvent himself and to help others reinvent themselves. And honestly, they picked up a lot of what Ring of Honor was doing with the Bucks, with Bullet Club, with Hangman Page, and just moved it right over to AEW. And I don't fault Ring of Honor for letting those guys go. What was going to happen was going to happen. But that's where it all started to happen. Cody Rhodes in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I didn't see that. So I don't know how it evolved, but wherever it evolved and however it evolved, it worked. And Cody has once again put himself in a very special place.
Now, what do you like about Cody talent-wise? What makes him, a top performer?
Well, I tell you, when he did the moonsault off the cage with WWE, I looked at him in a whole different light. I didn't realize how athletic it was. He's one of these kids that can do anything. And, just being so close to his dad, to see those boys, both of them, be so successful, and even at different ages and different time frames. Every time you see a second generation kid do well, you can't be proud enough of them, especially if you're the son of the legendary Dusty Rhodes.
Well, in the match that Cody had with Dustin, remember that in AEW on pay-per-view,
Yes.
brother versus brother?
Yes.
That was phenomenal. And the
Yep.
way they did the angle leading up in the promos, it's one of the very few times brother versus brother worked. The only times that brother versus brother worked, to my mind, were Rhodes versus Rhodes and Hardy versus Hardy.
And Funk versus Funk.
Oh, that's even before my time, believe it or not.
I don't know if they did it. I'm making a joke, but
I'm not sure they did.
I don't think they did it, but that would have been classic. No, but I tell you, I totally agree. I saw all those matches, and I think, it just Cody and Dustin put on a clinic that night, and I just like I say, I'm so proud of both of them. It's very hard. You can imagine how hard it is to be a second generation wrestler when your last name is Rhodes, and the pressure that's on you, and it's all the comparison. I happen to be experiencing, I've had to experience the heartache personally that my daughter went through because people just said she's Ric Flair's daughter, which is the biggest crock of shit in the world. She's the greatest because she's the greatest, and it surpassed me a long time ago. So.